Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo December 11, 2022. Early today, restlessness can lead you to seek new pleasures or make some changes and improvements. Or, it might lead you astray, so do watch for overblown expectations. Try to stay within your usual limits for best results. Someone's perspective can be informative, but it's better to avoid being swayed by promises or taking too much to heart under current transits. Venus moves into harmony with your sign today, and it's more comfortable to attract or enhance love. This transit brings lightness, warmth, and grace into your life, and it's particularly good for your powers of attraction. You seek more pleasure from life during this cycle that lasts until January 2nd. Creativity, romance, children, entertainment, and other channels through which you express your need for play and reinforcement can be in pleasant focus. A gorgeous day for your personal life awaits. As soft and sweet Venus, our lesser benefic planet, pulls back her bow and launches an arrow across the sky, mighty Jupiter, our greater benefic, will outreach his hand to catch it. This ensures that with these two celestial objects linked, you'll be eager to let loose, have fun, and shake it up. This would be a stunning day to have a dinner party at your house or snuggle up close with your one and only before the fire or on the couch. If single, have friends over and encourage them to also bring prospective suitors who are looking. Scale back on your commitments. Although it is tempting to say yes to whatever comes your way, you may find that this will bring on more stress since Venus in Sagittarius squares Jupiter in Pisces. It is okay to put yourself and your needs first today, especially if you feel overwhelmed by how much you have going. Luckily, Venus will leave its square by entering Capricorn later in the day, which will shift your focus away from your professional commitments and to your creativity. Spend the remainder of your workday chipping away at passion projects. Where the last few days have given both job and career matters a boost, this will ultimately create income potential. There will be a chance to get a better feel for what this might have triggered or created a path for when the moon returns for its last visit to your income sector for the year next week. Until then, it is more about having your work and professional hats on. There could be some rejection from within to doing the right thing. It is important to understand this resistance and to take measures to handle it. For instance, if you feel that eating only rich foods will satisfy you today, try choosing a salad that has rich ingredients. Or, if exercise is not on your program, elect to take a short walk after a meal. As you make these small compromises, you will have given your evil twin some feedback, and a heated discussion is likely to ensue. Your devotion to family is renowned, but if there is a relationship that is causing you a lot of grief, or is abusive in any way, the essence of this day can bring it into sharp focus. While one can never truly separate from a family member, distance can be created if it's necessary for your well-being. You will need to be specific and clear, as well as consistent when it comes to enforcing your boundaries, but if you're at this point, it will be worth it. The moon's departure from your career sector yesterday has left you with more than just your professional instincts and imagination fueled. This not only wrapped up the last full moon of 2022 but the first with Mars, the warrior planet of the cosmos, here in 32 years, something that has added jet fuel to his warrior and competitive spirit. This is something that once awoken will continue to take on a life of its own, but while this is good news professionally, the work and life balance reminders that came with this were just as important. Even though Venus returns to your romantic sector today to find that Mercury has beaten her by 3 days, the planet returns to bring this year to a romantically charged end. Venus began the year in your romantic sector and she will end it here as well, but knowing that when she leaves in the new year she won't return until 2024, from the start she is determined to make her time here count. Our eyes in the sky. Relationship tension could form this morning as a square between Venus and Jupiter takes center stage in the cosmos. You might feel as though your partner has been more self-involved lately and your needs aren't being met. This aspect could also make it difficult to find inspiration on a personal level, and the temptation to sleep in will be real. Try to watch your triggers right now, and avoid being reactive if you're faced with internal or external conflict. Full of energy and courage, you need not ask for better conditions to achieve your ambitions. Proceed with caution as you easily get sidetracked by intricate details that appear to be interesting and distract you. Approach things in a level-headed and sensible way and avoid taking too long to reach a successful outcome by concentrating on important tasks. Making plans for the future, you adopt a position that increases the strengthening of family ties. Your relations happily accept this and support you firmly in your plans. The consolidation of personal relationships continues in your love life. You get close to a certain someone, and long-lasting bond results from the well-meaning advances you make. Plans you try to implement require you to focus attention. More than ever, it's important to accept that you cannot change certain things and you don't allow your disappointment to stand in your way. Instead, concentrate on things which lie ahead. With the correct amount of patience and persistence, even if it takes longer, you reach your goal. As we head into the afternoon, the energy begins to lighten significantly, and an opposition between the Moon and Mercury gives us the opportunity to communicate and sort out our feelings. With its emotional ups and downs, this day could feel like a roller coaster, but any issues that arise during the day should resolve by nightfall. You'll likely feel exhausted by day's end due to the lunar tension, so head to bed early and get some much-needed rest. Finally, Venus enters Capricorn tonight, making us work hard for love and money. Roll up your sleeves and dig in. In the morning, Venus in Sagittarius squares off with Jupiter in Pisces, causing us to throw caution to the wind. Avoid putting yourself in harm's way via undue optimism. In our good mood, we might think, what's the worst that can happen? And most of the time, the worst does not in fact come to pass. We may simply get stuck negotiating a few uncomfortable or cringy interactions. Yet, if the stars misalign, we risk doing damage to our relationships through a lack of self-restraint or empathy. We don't have the best awareness of our limits, and our idealism can place us in vulnerable positions. By exercising moderation, we should be able to handle this influence just fine. Doubts appear to have dissipated, and you're busy moving forward. Use this newfound energy to start new projects and make important decisions. Since everything is taking care of itself, you feel totally at ease with what you're doing and able to be effective and enjoy success. Don't get involved in too many projects. Otherwise, you risk becoming exhausted. Mostly because of your open and friendly conduct, people provide you with positive feedback that you're likely to find extremely helpful. They notice how instinctively you provide them with the support and encouragement they need and naturally return the help received. So an atmosphere of mutual support develops, which is beneficial for everybody. Following this, the Cancer moon opposes Mercury in Capricorn, clouding our judgment. We believe we are approaching a problem rationally, yet our perspective is biased and our emotions are erratic. Positions that we vigorously defend one minute may be swapped out the next, with no explanation. The way we vacillate in our logic will be frustrating to our conversational partners, and we may not even realize we are doing this dance. Instead of wasting time trying to convince another to adopt your position, put your energy into managing work or routines.